A little while back, I was in a relationship with a really good woman. Like, she treated me very well. She was very caring and just like generally a good human being. And I kind of bailed on the relationship. I basically just started putting zero effort in and kind of like basically destroyed it. And the reason why I did it was actually kind of, in my mind, I would even say a little bit noble, even though in reality it's just probably me being an asshole. So I strongly believe that you shouldn't really take people along for your misery. I feel like you should only have people stick around for like the good parts of your life, and you don't really need them to be there when everything sucks and when you're trying to do something, because it's just like that is an experience that you have chosen to partake in, and you should be there alone. You don't need to have people around you when you're like doing difficult shit. And well, considering the fact that I knew that I'm going to do this self-humiliation ritual in the form of making YouTube videos for the next year at least, I kind of felt like I don't need anyone around, because first of all, this is going to take a very big part of my time, because like I literally need to make like 3 to 4 videos a day. And then on top of that, I'm also doing TikTok shit, which is like fucking 10 videos a day. So that just basically ends up with me filming videos every single day, all day long. So that like really limits what is it that I can do on my spare time. Also, on top of that, it's just embarrassing to have people around when you're doing these sorts of things. And then, well, I might be doing this for like a year straight, and it's more likely than not that it's not gonna have any results. So like, why do you need people to be there for you when you're doing these sorts of things just to like waste their time, basically? So that is the reason why I ended it. And I feel like it is generally a good approach to have, because I see a lot of people try to like trauma dump, and a lot of people try to take other people along for their misery and along for their struggles, and I don't think that's a good approach. I feel like if you have something to offer, then offer the thing that you can offer. If you have built something and if you have achieved something, but if you're still trying to build something, and if you're still trying to do something interesting with your life, you don't need people to see like this exercise of misery that you're partaking in. Like, it's not necessary. Like, you don't need to stress people out. Everyone has their own issues, everyone has their own goals, so don't bother people that shouldn't be bothered. So yeah, that is my stance on kind of like why is it that you can have a relationship when you're trying to do something, but ideally, if you're like really trying to build something, it's better to just focus on it by yourself. Also, another thing that I did today is I added a little bit of calories to my diet, because I was losing fat too quickly. Well, I was losing weight too quickly. I don't think it's only fat. And that is also the issue that I'm kind of looking at, because I feel like with the rate in which I'm losing weight, it is most probably also going to start cutting into my muscle if I'm going to keep on moving in this kind of a pace. So I added a little bit of calories. I didn't add too many. I added just like 100 calories a day. And let's see what's going to happen now. Let's see how the scale is going to keep on moving, because yeah, I don't need it to be this quick. I need the rate to be a little bit slower. And also I have this problem where like I constantly want to jog. I really enjoy doing cardio. It's almost like an addiction, and I can't really do it when I'm bulking, because that would be counterproductive. So like, you don't really need to like fucking run when you're actively bulking. But now when I'm cutting, like I start jogging again, and it very, very quickly becomes an addiction. So like, it's difficult for me to stop and enjoy it, because this is like the one moment of the day where I just get to think about my stuff, get to dream about my little dreams, and just like run. So yeah, it is a little bit difficult for me to not do that, and that is also most probably increasing the rate in which I'm losing weight. So I need to try to even it out. So I am still going to be doing cardio because I like it and I feel like it's time to start doing that, but it needs to be a balance. So I added a little bit of calories. Now let's see in what kind of a rate do I keep on losing my weight. And then if it's still too fast, I don't think I'm gonna increase calories more, because it's just like, it messes with my head a little bit. I don't like bouncing around with calories that much. So like, it's even difficult for me to increase it like a little bit, because I'm like very perfection orientated. So like, I feel like it's weird when you're on a diet and you're adding calories. I feel like it should only go down, but well, as I get older, I start realizing that that is not always the case, and sometimes it might be a little bit better to like manage it a little bit more wisely. So yeah, anyways, the day is already very well begun. So like, I'm already in the office. I just came home to eat breakfast as I always do. So yeah, now I am going to be heading back to the office, and then I'll talk to you guys before I'll be heading out to the gym. So see you guys then. Have any of you guys seen this King Azul character online? I've recently been seeing some TikToks of his like more famous highlights, and I feel like there are two likely scenarios. What is it that's going on there? Either there is a mentally ill person that also has the ability to like make content, or he's just actively rage baiting everyone and he has found a way to monetize rage bait basically. And I don't really know what exactly is it that he does, because obviously I haven't really watched any of his real content, because I feel like you also have to be a little bit mentally ill to be able to watch him seriously. But like some of the claims that he makes seem like by design obviously created to rage bait you. So I don't really think that he's mentally ill. I actually think that he has just found a way to monetize this, and this is kind of like a business for him, because on top of it I would assume that he sells something, because most of these people do. It's just I'm wondering what in the fuck is it that he could sell, like fucking ninja courses and like how to be like a fucking CIA agent, because like that's kind of like the stuff that he mostly claims that he has done during his lifetime. And it also kind of goes to show you that nowadays you can do whatever the fuck you want online and you can say whatever the fuck you want. And obviously, most people are going to have the common sense needed to understand that that's bullshit, because like he's mostly a meme. But I would assume that there are legitimately people that somehow help him monetize this, and that there are legitimately people that like believe him to an extent. And I mean, you have to be like really room temperature IQ to like believe any of the claims that he's making, because like if you're gonna pay even like the slightest bit of attention, like all of the stuff that he says is like very easy to disprove. Like I recently watched this YouTube video, because like I like to consume random YouTube nonsense while I'm eating dinner, and I basically watched this kind of like mini documentary about him, which is actually kind of sad to even say that I watched a mini documentary on King Azul. But I just like to watch train wrecks. I like to watch like ridiculous dumb shit. So like that's just the content that I consume. And like if you go through his like timeline, and like if you like analyze his claims even a little bit, everything falls apart quite quickly. So it's not like he's even like putting a lot of effort in like making the story believable. But still, somehow he seems like he has money and he has some kind of a platform. Like there are people that watch him and meme him and like pay attention to him. So like yeah, it really doesn't take you to be a good person or like a intelligent person to like make content nowadays. As long as you're gonna do something that is controversial, you're most probably going to get views. So yeah, like maybe I should start claiming all sorts of wacky stuff again that I was like, not again, but like all sorts of wacky stuff as well. That I used to be a ninja, that I've been trained by the Shaolin monks and shit like that. Maybe that's going to give me some more views. But yeah, like it's insane to see what is that some of these people are actually claiming online. And like afterwards, if you stop doing these kind of things, like what kind of a life are you going to live? Because everyone knows what is it that you said online, because some of these people get quite a lot of exposure. So you effectively are going to be known as this dumbass for like the rest of your life. So must make a lot of money to be worth it. Anyways, my day is pretty much almost already over, so I'm gonna be going out to the gym soon. I still have to get back to the office and do a little bit, and then I'll already be heading out to the gym, so I'll talk to you guys once I'll be done with the gym. See ya. I feel like this tripod was a good tripod when I initially bought it, but now it is becoming a little bit wacky and like a little bit unstable. So I feel like I probably need to buy a new one. Also, another thing that I really do want to buy is a camera, but I cannot justify buying a camera to myself if I have like fucking 5 people watching these videos, and probably most of them are not even watching the videos. They're just like checking out a few seconds of the video. They realize that it is some kind of a moron talking in front of a camera, and then they switch the video off. So yeah, like for me to be able to justify buying a camera, I need at least like a few hundred people watching these videos. So I don't even feel like I need to go viral and I need to have like a huge base of people watching, because that's probably never going to happen. But at least need somebody to talk to for me to like be able to justify this purchase, because otherwise I'm just going to be buying like a fucking $2,000 camera for nothing basically. So I am eventually going to buy it when we will reach a couple of hundred people actually watching this shit. The thing that these videos do, however, achieve for me is the fact that I'm more consistent when I'm making these videos. So the upside of me making these videos, even though nobody's watching them, is that I kind of have to be consistent because I'm putting pressure on myself. Because I mean, obviously I do not want to look as a complete dumbass every single time I make these videos. So even though nobody's watching, I still don't want to film myself constantly failing. So this is kind of like a good little diary for me, and kind of like a good little way to keep myself accountable. Because I am much more consistent with the diet than I used to be before I started filming it. Because there's like, if you feel like you need to do it, then you are going to do it and you are going to diet. But there is like an added level of pressure when it is actually you also filming it, and when you kind of have to like show your progress every single time. So I actually kind of pushed myself even to the extent where I needed to start consuming a little bit more calories than I am currently consuming, just because I was losing weight a little bit too quickly. And that is actually also an issue. So like, it is a rare issue to have. It's not like a lot of people are going to have this issue, and if you are somebody that is dieting, I promise you that it's very unlikely that you have this issue, and it's probably more that you're eating more than you should rather than you're eating not enough. But for me, I actually got to the point where I was losing like quite a lot of weight quite quickly, and I have to slow down a little bit because, yeah, I do want to achieve this goal within like 3 months, but I also don't want to achieve this goal in like a month and a half, because that is just going to lead to me losing muscle as well. And like the goal of this cut obviously is to lose as much fat as I can and keep as much muscle as I can. So like if I'm going to rush it, and if I'm just going to lose a lot of weight very, very quickly, which is something I can do because I'm like weirdly stubborn, so I could actually just starve myself to death and lose a lot of weight quite quickly. But that is not the goal, because yeah, I do want to keep as much muscle as possible, and I want the cut to be as gradual as it possibly can be. The only complicated part about it is I'm not used to adding calories when I'm on a diet, because like for me to be like locked in mentally and be in like a specific mental state, I feel like I constantly need to go down. So now when I had to increase the calories a little bit, that was a very odd thing, because like I feel like I'm failing myself. And for example, now I'm also debating with myself, like, do I go jogging? Do I stay at home? Because I mean, realistically, like I could stay at home. I don't really need to go jogging at all, because I even added some calories on top of my diet. But I kind of want to go jogging because it's like my little moment of the day where I get to relax, where I get to think about the things that I want to think, and I can just get to like do something. So I'll see. I'll decide if I'm going to go jogging or not. More likely than not that I'm probably going to go jogging. But other than that, I am really starting to like how is it that I look. So I had a gym session today. I was doing chest and triceps, and I look absolutely jacked. I'm not exactly where I want to be yet, but I am definitely getting there. So I look significantly better than I did a few months ago. I'm probably going to add a little bit of a video for you guys to see how is it that I currently look. So the video is most probably going to be here. But yeah, so I am quite impressed with the way that I already look, and I'm still far from where is it that I need to be, because also these last pounds are going to make the biggest difference when it comes to the visual appearance, because like normally like the last couple of pounds are the ones that actually make the most difference, because right now it's just you're flat and you're still kind of a little bit chubby. You still have like fat on your labs and stuff, so you just look bad. You don't have the definition because you don't have any glycogen, so you're flat. But on top of that, you're also not really as lean as you should be. So this is kind of like a weird middle ground where you actually probably look worse than when you're like fully carved up and bulking. But yeah, a few more pounds and I feel like the visuals are already going to get quite freaky and quite interested. So looking forward to that. But yeah, other than that, the day is over. I've finished my day at the office. On top of that, I also finished my gym session. So I just came back home, probably going to go for my little jog, then watch a TV show, and then I'll already be going to bed. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. See you guys tomorrow.